Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. My name's Zola and it is an absolute pleasure to have you here. And today I'm going to talk about some bad dates I've been on in honor of Valentine's Day that's coming up soon. So first thing first, I'm going to sort out my hair. I slept with it in a braid, which is why it's kind of wavy, but it's also kind of everywhere. So I'm just going to take a clip and throw it back. Then I'm going to do some kind of date night look, some simple but romantic glam while talking about some bad dates for you. Cause I know we all love some bad romance stories. Oh my gosh, what is this? Okay, wait, we're redoing that. I've been trying to do this clip thing and clearly I'm still figuring it out. And yes, I know the blonde is growing out and yes, it's annoying, but there's a plan. Now I want to save the best for last, so I'm going to start with some more tame things and work my way up. And while I'm talking, I'm just going to do my normal foundation routine. I will link a video for you up here. Wait, that's the wrong side, it's up here. For those of you who want explanation of what I'm doing, but for those of you here for the stories, let's get started. So for my first date ever, I went to the movies with this guy and I wasn't really into him. Everyone thought we make a good couple, so I was like, let's try it out, which happened way too many times in my life. But we watched a movie, we got some ice cream, and then we decided to go to the estate where he lived because it had like pretty rivers and nice places to walk around and stuff like that. And because I knew the guy, we were friends from school, I was like, yeah, sure, that sounds like a great idea. Our parents agreed because yeah, it was that long ago. And we then went to that place. And he had this funky scooter thing. You know how a normal scooter just is the one thing that you stand on? His scooter had like a V with the handlebars. And I'd never seen one of those. So I was like, oh, nifty, whatnot. He was like, yeah, we should go for a ride. So we both hopped on his scooter and we went for a ride around the estate. Super romantic. And it was fun. It felt like we were going at quite a speed and I could feel the wind going through my hair. And he was at the front and I was like holding on to him and I was like, oh, how romantic. You know, really living in the moment, making the best out of my first date. And then there was a turn. And we were going way too fast for that turn. So as we turned the corner, the scooter fell over and we both went skidding on the pavement. And me being a cool kid, I played it off like it wasn't that big of a deal. I wasn't that hurt. It's okay, I understand it was an accident, which it was an accident. But I went home pretty soon after because I was all scratched up and bleeding, like my arms and stuff. Luckily my face was fine, but I did hit the road pretty hard. And I did not go on another date for a long time after that, probably because I came home from my first date all bloody and bruised. What a story. The guy felt really bad when we saw each other again at school. He was like, I'm so sorry, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine, but like, we kind of called it quits after that. Luckily, that was the only time I came home all bloody and bruised. Then there was this time when I was about 18. This literally happened the week before I posted my first video on my channel. So I'm sure I looked very cute when I pitched you that date. But I met this guy online. He was the same age and everything. And he asked me to go on a date. And I remember not telling my mom that I was going for a date. I just told her I was going to go to the mall with some friends and then ended up meeting up with a guy. And he was all nice. He was a gentleman and everything on the phone. But when we actually met up in person, it was pretty apparent that he had never been alone with someone of the opposite sex before. And he could literally not talk to me. He was that shy. Not only was he shy, he was almost too embarrassed to actually look at me. And I'm a very talkative person and I don't know what to do with that type of silence. So I kind of like kept trying to start up a conversation about something and like just nothing landed. And like shame I feel for the guy. It must suck to like be that embarrassed around someone, but it was not a good date. And I knew 10 minutes in, there was not going to be a second date. Now, I don't even remember his name or anything, but I hope he has since warmed up to the idea of talking to girls, because that silence was excruciating. Then there was this guy I met at school. And we were kind of friends, but everyone was telling me that he had a crush on me and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, if he ever makes a move, I'll see where it goes. And one time we were talking about horror movies, because I really like horror movies and I have since forever. And he invited me to his house and he was like, yeah, you should come over, we can watch some movies. And I was like, yeah, sounds great, sounds like fun, let's go. And we did chat and hang out and stuff a bit when we got to his place, but then he let me choose a horror movie, put the horror movie on for me, and then was like, okay, I don't like horror movies, I'm scared of them, you watch it on your own. And then he left me alone in his room to watch a horror movie all on my own. And I was like, no, geez, like we could really watch something else. You know, like if you don't want to watch this, we can choose something else. And he was like, no, I know you want to. You can watch it. Goodbye. Okay. And he did let me watch the whole movie, and then afterwards I was kind of like, what do I do? So I kind of emerged from the room looking for him. And I found him, and he was like, oh, did you enjoy the movie and everything? And I was like, yeah, but also went home relatively soon after that. He's a nice guy though, good friend. I think he watches my videos. So sup, dude. Hope you're still doing good. But yeah, I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a romantic interaction or if he just invited me over as a friend, but I figured after that that nothing was ever gonna happen. When I'm putting blush in places other than my cheeks, I like just stamping it on instead of like working it in. I feel like that makes it look like it's bleeding through a little bit better. And because we're going for romance today, we're going for a lot of blush. And I thought about it a bit while preparing for this video, and I realized that that man probably really needed the bathroom or something, and had me watch the movie on my own kind of to excuse himself to go do that. Because at least that makes sense, okay? I don't have any other explanation. At least that was not as bad as the time when a guy used his school project as an excuse to invite me over. And then he spent 2 hours showing me Skyrim in his room that smelled like old socks. That was bad. Like, I couldn't think of a nice way to kind of get out of this because we had to actually work on a project. And we looked at it for all of like 10 minutes and he was like, oh, can I show you something? And I was like, sure. And then he showed me Skyrim and he kept showing me Skyrim and he showed me like, I don't understand, dude. I don't know Skyrim, but there was a Thomas the Tank Engine thing and I was like, what is going on? Okay. I was clearly not his target audience. And I pretty much have all the powders on my face I want on my face. So now I can go in with setting spray. Coconuts. Oh, shame, honey. I'm sitting with Cabby on my lap, and every time I spray something on my face, it like rains down on her. And every time I forget, sweetie. So she's sitting on my lap, you're like shaking her head because it's raining, huh? I haven't done full glam since this video, which is quite a while ago, and it feels and looks good. I'm very happy. Like I said, I want to do easy romantic glam, so I'm gonna use this old palette. Remember when this was like super in, everyone wanted the modern renaissance? And I'm gonna keep it pretty basic. I'm gonna start out by packing this color onto my lid so that my eye is nice and bright. So all of that was when I was like in school, you know, you expect dates to be bad when you're in school. But I've also been on a number of dates since I've been in uni, and there are two that stand out. I'm gonna work this color into my crease. I think both of them happened in second year, and I'm gonna work this color in my crease just so you're following, and then the color above it's gonna go into the outer corner. But I was working as a bartender in second year, and I met this guy at work who was super nice. He was a client, not a bartender, but he was super nice, very friendly, very decent, proper guy, and I liked him a decent amount. But typically, don't go out of my way to date customers because everyone flirts with you just because you're behind a bar. But this guy was pretty genuine. He was very nice, and he asked me out to dinner after my shift. And I was like, you know what? Sure, he's cute, very nice, holds a very good conversation, you know, intelligent, all that typical stuff you look for in a man. And he took me to a pretty fancy restaurant, even though I was stinking like a bar, because I just came out from behind a bar. But he was a-okay with that. He was just so excited that he could take me. He was like, you know, would you do the honor of going on a date with me? And he was so sweet about all of it. And he didn't come on very strong. It's gonna sound that way because I'm kind of summarizing everything. He came across very genuine, and he said, you know, he doesn't make a habit of flirting with bartenders or anything, but after we spoke a bit, he really felt like, you know, we clicked and there could be a future, and he would kick himself if he didn't try and pursue it. And he was like everything I was looking for in a guy, so I was like, absolutely, I'm down to try this out. We went on our date. Our date was very nice. Like, the food was good, the place was lovely, but we had a bit of a no pressure, but, you know, I'd like this to be the first of many dates talk at the beginning. He was very good at communicating, so he made his intentions clear from the beginning, or so I thought. I'm gonna add a bit of this color from my Born to Run palette because I want it to be more orange. And just as I was warming up to the idea that I might have a boyfriend by the end of this week, this man announced that in 2 days he was gonna board a cruise ship and travel the world for the next few years. Just like that. He was a physio, if I remember correctly, so he was gonna be one of the on-board medical staff. And he said that he was planning on doing it for the next 3 years. So he's leaving in 2 days and not coming back again for 3 years. And I was like, really? Really? The one time there's a nice guy. He's just gotta go. And I was just sitting there like, what happened to the whole, you know, discussion we just had that, like, you know, we think we can make this work and like making sure we're compatible, what expectations we have, you know, just to say you're leaving. Like, what? He did give me his number, but we didn't really keep in touch. We spoke once or twice more until he was like officially leaving, and I was okay, enjoy, yada yada yada. I mean, he was gonna go live the dream life. And I think like once since he's been in the country, and he was like, hey, I'm gonna be in town. I'm gonna only be here for like 12 hours, but can I take you out for a cocktail? But I was running a test at night and it just wasn't gonna work. But like, clearly that's never gonna go anywhere. But it was bizarre. To this day, I just don't understand what the thought process was. Anyways, that is it for the eyeshadow look. I'm just gonna blend it a little bit more because it looks a bit too neat. The white is a bit too crisp. And then, for the one that I shall never get over. There was this guy I dated for just under a year. And I did mention this on my channel right about when it happened because I was like so frustrated by it. So some of you might remember it, but I don't think I ever properly told the story. So strap in, that's what we're doing today. So I had been dating this guy for 6 months at this point. And obviously we were gonna do something together for Valentine's Day. So I, loving the glam, loving looking good, and any excuse to dress up to go to campus, decided that Valentine's Day, I was gonna look full glam. And I put in a lot of effort. I actually decided to film a video. I was gonna do one of those from drab to fab in 24 hours things. So I was gonna show you everything I did the night before, how I styled my hair the night before, like sock bun and all that jazz, how I did my makeup in the morning, how I picked the outfit, everything. I ended up filming all of that and it didn't work out because the place I was staying in had such bad lighting that I just did not end up posting it. It looked so bad, even though I tried so hard. I actually wanted it to be a talk through video, and then it started raining and it was so loud. And then at that point I was like, this video is not happening. But I had already committed. I had gotten up super early. I was running late in any ways. I had a fantastic outfit picked and everything. And I got a super cool picture. I'm very proud of it. It looks like this. It's probably one of my favorite ones. It's a bit later, but let's continue with this video. Anyways, of course, this Valentine's Day was the one day that it was pouring when I had to go to campus. So I put on a rain jacket, I stuffed all my hair up into a hat because I'd done it, not want to ruin in the rain, and I got on my bike because I was already running late. And this is when I was staying the furthest away from campus. I was about 2.5, 3 Ks away, which translates to this. And there was a lot of traffic and a lot of splashing, it just wasn't a nice route. So I just knew it was going to be horrendous with the rain. So when I got to campus, I went straight to the closest bathroom to just kind of put myself together again. And I was very impressed with how well my makeup held up with the rain and everything. Wearing my sunglasses definitely helped. But then I took this picture because I felt super cute. But then I rushed to my class. I stormed in there and I sat down right next to my friend Christina. And just as I sat down, they announced that the class was cancelled because the lecturer was stuck in some traffic with the rain. So after all this rush, all this struggle, all this stress to get my butt on campus, there wasn't a class. And after that, I had a few hours off and only had like one class late in the afternoon, which was optional. So this was kind of my only class at 8:30 in the morning. So I went through all that effort to come to campus for nothing. So I didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, should I just go home? Like, what do I do now? I don't have anything left on campus. So I decided to just go sit in my boyfriend at the time's class with him and just spend time with him, do other work and stuff like that. Because since I made it to campus, I'm definitely gonna make it worth it. But I would like to remind you that I looked good. I put in a lot of effort. I was full glam. All of my boyfriend's friends were telling me I look good because I did. I was very proud of what I looked like. You know when the me girls tell you look good today? That's how you know you're looking good today. We ain't looking good today though, because whatever that is happening with the eyeliner. Look at it. It's a mess. Okay, we're just gonna pretend this eyeliner is cute. I'm gonna try and fix it with some concealer and stuff, but it's a mess right now because my eyeliner is busy drying out and I do have a new one, but I wanna like finish this one properly before I move on, and now I'm suffering the consequences. And you know what the guy I was seeing did when he saw his girlfriend dressed to the nines for Valentine's Day, looking so good that people walking by stopped to tell her that she looked good? He looked at all of that and went, I'm taking you to the gym today. The gym. And I was like, you're kidding, right? And he was, in fact, not kidding. And that's actually what we did that day. He took me back to my place after class so I can get a change of clothes and take the makeup off. And straight up took me to the gym that day. That's what we did. And his gym had this thing for Valentine's Day where you could bring someone in for free. And I knew he was super into exercising and gymming and all that. But he knew I wasn't. And we all live our own different lives. And with that, we're all on our own different fitness journeys and we shouldn't be forcing ours onto anyone else. And at that point in my life, I just wasn't ready for the whole gym scene. And do I look like I am super strong to you? Do I look like I'm a heavy lifter to you? You know, absolutely not. So not only did this guy take me to the gym on Valentine's Day, he then got upset that I wasn't performing well enough. And I was like, where's the love? Where's the romance? Where's the date in this? Because I was not having fun. And like, my opinion on gyms have changed. Today I would actually appreciate a gym membership because I've kind of started figuring out what I do and don't like in terms of exercise and stuff like that. I've kind of made progress on my own fitness journey, which happens eventually for everyone. But then as a cool down activity, he suggested that we hit the treadmills. And then I was like, this is my chance to shine because my cardio is 10 out of 10. I mean, probably not, but it's my strongest suit. And that's probably from all the walking I did to campus and on campus and stuff like that. I got very fit in terms of cardio. So I hit that treadmill and I just kept going. And eventually he was like, you know, we can stop now. And I was like, why? And he was like, because this is supposed to be a cool down activity. And I was like, oh, because I was just getting started. And then the look on that man's face. And then he got upset. And I think it's because he was expecting me to tap out like I have with some of the other activities. He was expecting to outdo me again. But now I, the unfit person that doesn't gym, was outdoing him. I think he was a little salty about that. And I take pride in that. I like my cardio skills. But finally, we're almost done with this look. I actually used my eyebrow pomade to outline my lips because I don't have a brown lip pencil or lip liner. And honestly, it worked out quite fine. But now I actually want a bit of orange in the middle. So I'm thinking I'm going to take a small touch of coral and see if that blends in nice. And I'm going to add a touch of a darker pink. And finally, a little bit of gloss. But then this is the final result for today's look. I think it's a neutral go-to glam for a date night. And I know I've been doing a lot of like nudes, earthy tones recently, so I think the next thing I do has to be like bright, bold, fantastic colors. I'm really in the mood for something with a bold lip. I was thinking of doing red lips today, but I don't think it would work with this look. But I also really want to do a black lip again, so we'll see what I end up doing. But I had a lot of fun creating this look today while sharing my bad dating experiences with you. So I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Also, let me know in the comments what your bad date experiences are, because I know in comparison to some of the stories out there, mine are pretty tame. I just like getting all passionate about them and sharing stories. But then that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. It truly does mean the world and makes all this effort worth it. I hope you enjoy your Valentine's Day or enjoy pretending that it's not Valentine's Day, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye-bye. Is it food time, kitty?